My name is Tim Shevlin, owner of the Matt Lachey Wellness Center, and today I want to talk to you about testosterone. Today I'm in CoreFit, where I'm the Director of Operations as well as the head trainer, and today I wanted to talk to you about testosterone. Testosterone is a male sex hormone. It's produced by the testes in the male body, and basically the way the chain starts is our pituitary gland kind of decides on how much testosterone we need to produce. It produces a luteinizing hormone. This luteinizing hormone is what tells our testes how much testosterone to produce at any given time. So that's basically the chain. That's the short of it. There's a bit more to it, but that's all we need to know today. What testosterone does in the body is basically it increases muscle mass, it increases bone density, produces body hair growth. It is what kind of regulates the prostate. It is what really differentiates men from women. The high testosterone levels in men compared to the very low ones in women. Now, typically, as men age, their testosterone slowly goes down. Now, the reason for that is what people would like you to think is that just happens. As you get older, your testosterone levels go down. That's not necessarily the case. What happens is, as we get older, especially in today's society, we start working out less, we stop exercising as much, we lose a little bit of that kind of killer instinct, if you have it. Maybe start relaxing a little bit more, getting into the idea of retiring. You no longer have that killer instinct at work. Now you've kind of got your finances in a little bit more order, so you can relax a little bit more. You don't have to have that same kind of drive. So it's all those, it's that mentality, that change from a killer instinct to a go get it, and doesn't necessarily mean you're going out and killing a wildebeest like what happened, 20,000 years ago, but it's more that killer instinct at work. It's more that killer instinct in the gym. It's more that, when you're a single guy going to, try to date that girl. It's that kind of drive that naturally increases our testosterone level. So as we get older, we don't need to do that as much. So our testosterone levels go down with time just because our body realizes it doesn't need to do that. It can lower its testosterone production, still survive just fine, and just relax a little bit. So that's kind of that's why your testosterone levels go down when you get older. It's not necessarily just age related. It's because you become more comfortable in your life. You're no longer driven in the same way. So as that happens, your testosterone levels decrease. So because of that, there's been a big marketing ploy for male testosterone replacement therapy. If you listen to ESPN radio for 5 minutes, you're going to hear an ad for male testosterone replacement therapy. I'm not a big advocate of that. And I'm not a big advocate of that for a few reasons. The biggest one is once you start taking testosterone from a doctor, you're probably going to be on it forever. Because what happens is, remember how I talked about the luteinizing hormone? If your pituitary gland thinks you've got plenty of testosterone, it stops producing it. It stops producing the luteinizing hormone. And when the luteinizing hormone is no longer produced, your testes stop producing your body's natural testosterone. When that happens, like anything else, they atrophy. And they will eventually atrophy to the point where they will never produce testosterone again. You will be stuck going to a doctor for the rest of your life, getting injections or getting creams or whatever it might be, but you're getting a script for testosterone one way or another forever once you get past that point of no return. So that's why I really don't recommend going to a doctor for testosterone replacement therapy. Now, if you want to work with your doctor and you want to do it for a short period of time because you really want to boost in your fat burning, you want a boost in your muscle gain, that's okay, so long as you do it properly. And I have quite a few clients where I work hand in hand with their doctor on a regimen that's short-term testosterone replacement, just to get them to a certain point. The key is knowing how to get off the testosterone properly. And unfortunately, not a lot of doctors know how to do that, nor do they want to know how to do that. Why don't they want to? Because once you're hooked in the testosterone, let's say, spiral, you've got to go to that doctor for the rest of your life. You know, whether it's once a month, once every 3 months, once every 6 months, whatever it is, that doctor's got you in. So doctors really don't want to learn about it. Now, some of them do, most of them don't. So that's the biggest reason why I'm not a fan of testosterone replacement therapy. The other reason is you can do it naturally. So naturally increasing your testosterone is done a few different ways. First one, start going to the gym, start working out. If you don't know how, get a trainer. Figure out how to start weight training. When you weight train, your body responds by producing more testosterone, especially when you train legs. Your body responds to healthy stress, and weight training is healthy stress. It responds to that by producing more testosterone because your body wants to be able to handle the next time that you go through that kind of stress, except it wants to handle it better. So it produces a little bit more testosterone. Every time you work out, your body's going to produce a little bit more, and it's going to gradually increase to the point of where it was, you know, maybe when you were 30, 35, 25 even. So weight training is a big way to do it. Another way is to change your mindset. I'm not talking about going and getting in fights all the time, but you want to have kind of that killer mindset. You want to just, even if you're, let's say you're watching a sporting event, really get into it. When you're the winner, celebrate. Feel powerful. When you feel powerful like that, your body responds. Again, doesn't mean you have to be out there chasing wildebeest, but you want to have that killer instinct. When you have a little bit of that, your body naturally produces testosterone. Now, there are some cases, and I've worked with a few people this way, that they've spent 20 years smoking cigarettes, they've had a very unhealthy lifestyle, their testosterone levels in the dumps. In those kind of situations, generally what I recommend is going through an HCG protocol. Now, HCG is a hormone that's produced by women when they're pregnant. How does that help men? That's a great question. It actually mimics the luteinizing hormone within the male body. That's why it can help men. So, what you do is, for about a month period of time, you take HCG every other day to every third day, and what it's doing is basically it's giving your testes like a boost, a huge, huge boost. So what it's doing, your testes get back into shape. You know, basically they're not a muscle, but in this situation it's kind of like a muscle. They get more in shape. And as they're back in shape, then they're going to be able to produce more testosterone. Now, with that, you want to continue with everything else that I talked about. You really want to continue, you want to make sure that you're working out, you want to definitely not smoke cigarettes, you want to be as healthy as you can at that same time. Then when you go off the HCG protocol, at that point, your body it's not like the testosterone. You've given your body a boost, but it's ready at testosterone. I had one client, his testosterone levels were under 200. They were about 168. He did the HCG protocol for a month, then he stopped. 9 months later, he checked his testosterone levels again. They were at 520. That was 9 months later after he'd stopped. And it was just from the 1 month of HCG protocol, and then he continued to work out and try to eat a little better. Now, he still wasn't eating quite as good as he should have been, but it's amazing the results that will do. And that's something you can do. It's cheap. The doctor can help you with it. And if they don't know what they're talking about or what they're doing in that situation, you can call someone like myself. We typically work hand in hand with doctors in these kind of situations. So that's definitely the route I would go as far as testosterone replacement. you definitely, in my opinion, you definitely don't want to go to testosterone replacement therapy long term. It can be a short-term fix, it can be a little boost, but the HCG protocol is good. Exercising is great. Getting that killer mindset is great. Doing things as naturally as possible is the way to go. So with that, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, send me an email, and I hope you have an awesome day.